It is Sunday night again. Welcome to Bake a Leg and Let's Take It live. In case you're new here, I go live every Sunday night at 9 o'clock Eastern. Just maybe not Eastern night this year. So, we will give it a few minutes for people to get in. Hello, Shelly and Anthony. How are you, darling? I hope that you had a blessed week. It is Sunday already. Could you just imagine? Phew, the week flew, today flew. Was a busy, busy bee, but I'll get into all that shortly. Wait for some people to get in. Yay or nay with the hair? Oh, goodness gracious. Hello, Paul Honeyman from England. How are you, my fine furry friends? Happy Sunday. I am on time, exactly 9 o'clock. I hope you are well. So, if everyone can hear me and see me, please let me know that. Hello, Laura. My friend Laura from Kentucky. Did you get any of those storms yesterday? My goodness. Crazy, crazy weather here in CML. Good. Thank you. Appreciate it. Laura, I miss you. Where you been, girl? 5x5? So, I will get into why I was holding up a pineapple in my picture. I took it off the counter. Yeah, and the day before, wind was crazy. Oh, it was nuts here. So, Mr. Garden State Gardener, from what I understand, did not go live tonight due to the tornadoes or hurricanes. I forget what they're called. It was insane here last night. I was on my second plate of dinner and it just got nuts very quickly. Very, very quickly. I think Miss Debbie said there was hail, but I looked out, I didn't see hail. It's possible there was. Ouch, Mel gave birth to a pineapple. That must have hurt. Whew. Could you imagine? Let's see how much this bad boy weighs. Maybe 3 or 5 pounds. So that would have been, my daughter was 5 pounds, Jared was 3 pounds, and my son Johnny was 6 pounds, 15 ounces. So, hi Suzanne. How are you? Hello everyone. Happy WrestleMania if you have it running on your TV. I don't, but I did see that that was on tonight. Spring break on Friday. We now have a baby goat named Oreo and a baby sheep named Popcorn. No way, really? And his baby chicks hatch Saturday morning. Oh, that's so exciting. New life on the farm. But how are you, Suzanne? Yeah, I don't really watch it either. If I watch anything, I'm watching YouTube. Um, I did catch some Tucker Carlson last week with the announcement that Trump's being indicted. I did watch for that. But other than that, I don't watch TV. So, yeah, from what I'm aware, Mr. Garden State Gardener didn't go live. Mad Chad was live. He goes live up until 9, so we'll have to give it a few minutes for some other people to come in. I wish I could learn how to share this out. Oh, share. Look at that. Hold on. Let's see. Come on by. Okay. I just think that I sent it just now. So, yeah, I may not be going live Easter night. I have Peacock TV for 99 cents a month. That's why I have the. Oh, gotcha, Suzanne. I've been so dang busy. I now have a new barn stall and have put up 800 feet of fencing. Girl, I'm beat. Oh, I'm sure. I feel a little bit beat today myself. I was a busy, busy beat today. They ran a special at the holidays. It's a good price. It's a good price, honestly. I mean, I have Hulu on my phone, but in the room, I usually just will watch YouTube. Um, so yeah. You sure will be, Paul. Um, so I did a lot of work here today. Jean had left a list of some things to be done on the property. Not a lot for me, just some things for Thomas. But if you know me, I always go over and beyond. I We did all of her flower beds a couple days ago, out front, the sides, one on the other side. So I cleaned up the back patio where the fire pit is, got all my beds put on the side of the garage, and basically weeded all of her flower beds except for one today. Busy, busy bee. And then we had tree limbs we had to take down today with the video that I never uploaded from Skyker. But those I think I will, because it says nothing over 4 inches, and it was literally taken down, some pretty thick things that were more than 4 inches. So there's still a pile out there to clean up, but I was doing good all day today. And I made a huge dinner for last night. It's when I bent down a little funny to cut some of the wood up, and I felt the back of my foot burn, and I instantly felt pain. Hello, Eka, how are you? Happy Sunday, happy Sunday. One of the baby chicks didn't make it, and that was a disaster. Oh no, that's so sad. That's a lot of fencing. Well, weeding though, I can't even get a driveway marker all the way in yet. Yep, I saw that. Okay, feet or more to go. Yeah, Suzanne, I feel like anytime it's in the 60s or 70s here, it usually rains. Given yesterday's weather, it was nice. And then my niece called, like, oh, are you ready for the big storm? I'm like, what storm? Then I looked in my email box, and there was for a big storm. I think they said about 4 or 5 o'clock. Unfortunately, what is it? Starts with an R. We're Jess from Roots and Refuge. No, Arkansas. Sorry. Arkansas got hit 2 o'clock yesterday, and they were demolished. I mean, homes are down flat to the ground. And then I want to say, I think it started here about 5:36, no later than that. And my older son, he never gets anxious or anything, and he actually called and said, I'm like freaking out. I can't see anything in front of my face. Can you please stay on the phone and talk to me? So yeah, it was really, really bad here yesterday. But yeah, Susanna was able to get through and get a lot of her weeding done. But how you doing? Eric? We had snow the night of the 31st. You did? Oh, Lord have mercy. No more snow. Bring on spring, spring. It hit the Apollo Center also, didn't it? I don't know about that. I do know that it hit a big area of Arkansas, and I mean demolished it. It was like an F31 or something. But we were getting, hello, Belt Loop. Gary, how are you? Happy Sunday. We were getting all the notifications about the tornado / hurricane. I think it was hurricane. And wasn't too bad at first. Happy Sunday. But then it got really, really bad. But we're all safe. Everyone's good. 5A snow at the end of March is normal here. Yeah, I remember we got a blizzard in April. How are you, Gary? I hope that you had a blessed weekend and week. I popped over Gary's real fast yesterday. He said hello, but he had a lot of people up on his panel, so I didn't want to really, they were trying to get things situated. But I did go over there and say hello. Thank you, Paul. People inside of it also at a big concert. That is horrible. What was it the week before? It was Mississippi, was it? All the way down. And now it was Arkansas. I think it hit them at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So Jersey was hit, Delaware was hit. I didn't hear of them, quote unquote, saying right here got it. If you are not new here, when I was with Jimmy by the river, that one summer there was like 7 or 8 hurricanes. It was atrocious. Scared the daylights out of me. The thing that was scaring me really bad last night was the lightning. It looked like the 4th of July here. It was like, I mean, every couple of seconds, it was just, I never saw lightning. Like, I've seen heat lightning, I've seen regular thunder lightning storms, but this was just this constant. So I moved away from the window to where I was sitting, and I leaned behind the wall, and Jean goes, "What's the matter?" I said, "I don't like lightning." And then I looked at the backyard, and it was lighting up like the 4th of July out there. It's crazy. I think it was 2 weeks ago, but I could be wrong. I was just in this weekend. You are always welcome wherever I am, Mel. Oh, thank you. In Rolling Fork, Mississippi. Yep. 23 passed away from what I understand. Yep. And then, ooh, I'm not on my tripod. Right there it goes. And then yesterday was Arkansas. I don't know how many are dead or anything like that, but lots of prayers. Little Rock. Lots and lots of prayers, because it didn't look good in the pictures at all. It took down some trees here and a few power lines, but thankfully we was safe. Yeah. I think one of Jean's friends, maybe her sister, said that she was going into the basement, and Jean texted back and said, "Well, I'm going to be a rebel, and I'm going to sit on my couch and I'm going to watch Hallmark." And she did. But she has a big window. It's not a bay window, but it sounded like it was cracking. So I thought it would be best to get away from the window. But I mean, the trees were just crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. And there's a big tree in the back, and branches were literally on the neighbor's roof. So we did that as well. And we did it with my little Saker that says you can't saw through anything bigger than 4 inches. Well, I have a video coming out for that. I never posted the original because it was a big fat blooper, but stay tuned. I will post it. Oh. Yeah, no power outages here. Gary says, "I almost forgot to hit the like button. Apparently I'm not the only one." Oh goodness, it's so funny. So how you doing, Eric? Glad everyone is safe. Prayers for those affected. Absolutely, Suzanne. Absolutely. I don't know where everyone is at again. Something is going on. I've been hearing people aren't getting notifications. I thought I just shared it out, but I need someone else to share this out, because then I have to hear about it later, like, "Oh, Mel, I didn't get the notification." So, if you were not in here last Sunday night's live, you had to guess how many jelly beans were in the jar. I want to make sure everybody's count is in. So take your guess, if you weren't in here. And the person that guesses the number will win a prize. So I have everybody down, and anybody that I gave seeds to shall be receiving them soon. I have been so busy, my friends, so busy. I'm trying to find my jelly bean page. Hopefully I grabbed the right book. Hopefully. Really? One of these has to have the jelly beans in it. This can't be all recipes. What the fudge pop? Unless it's in my other book this year. Either way, I know I have it. It's just which book is it in. So yeah, everybody stay on the lookout for your seeds. If you didn't email me, then it didn't get sent out. Got it. Got it. I knew it was in one of these books. So yeah. I had to clear some out the road here. Now I got an Italian tomato tree growing. You do? No way. I heard that he got it, but I wasn't sure if he suffered a lot of damage, but I will have to take a look at that, Suzanne. She's saying, by the way, Garden State Gardener has a video of his tornado damage for any latecomers who didn't hear about it. So yeah, we'll definitely take a look at that. They were telling me, go out and record it. And I'm like, oh no. No. Good evening, Deborah. How are you, Deb? I absolutely declined going out there to do a short, even a video, because Debbie Richardson is in here. You all know who Debbie is. And she was driving in it like my son was, but he was further out of the way. She went home because she was scared, obviously. But I said, yeah, no, you'd have to put some weights in my pocket to hold me down. So I didn't do one. Let's see. Good evening, Mel. Hello. Blessed Palm Sunday, everyone. I was texting everyone this morning. I think I forgot Debbie and I wrote Happy Palm Sunday on my work, so chat can be a bit hit and miss. Yeah, I don't know. What has it been? Like the last 2 weeks, my live's been like hit or miss. I don't know. I know people were over at Chad, so I'm not really sure. I'm not sure if he's still on or not. So yeah, Gary, were you in here last week? Did you guess on the jelly beans? And we have Eric that's in here. Let's see. Lisa, oh my gosh, if I say Lisa, I'll give you permission to hit me. Laura, did you guess on the jelly beans? And Gary and Eric guessed on the jelly beans. And I think, Deb, you may have told me in a text, but you might have to tell me again so I can write it down. Guessed on was the eggs. Okay, so you have to guess. Here's the jar. Oh. On how many jelly beans do you think is in this jar? What was it, by the way? Oh, the eggs were 50 and number 52. So, all right, Gary's going with 800. Don't loop. It's going with 800. Do we have anybody else with 800? No, we don't. Okay. Yeah, so it was 50 and 52 because I counted 50 and Jean said she counted 52. So 2 winners, and then I gave everybody some seeds. So yeah. So Jean bought all the jelly beans and counted them all and wrote on the bottom how many is in here. So take your guess. I'm going Tuesday to the lab to have my blood done for my thyroid. Cool, I was like 6 over. Yeah, but you missed being in here because everybody was a winner unless you need some herbs. I sent everyone out seeds. Morning glories and herbs, I think it was. Let's see. Looks like that bot might anchor you down these days. Well, when they were like, go out. Debbie will tell you, it was so scary here. And as I was saying, my older son doesn't deal with anxiety or anything like that. And he literally asked me to stay on the phone. And then he was just like, people are stopping, don't know what to do. And I was like, well, like Grandpapa always said, never ever pull over, especially when you can't see, because then that's the fastest way to get hit on a highway. So that stopped me from eating my second plate of dinner last night. I did a video on my gravy and I did a video on garlic knots. I did homemade gravy with sausage in it and penne pasta and garlic knots for dinner yesterday. And I felt like a heifer, was going back for a second plate, and then my son called frantic, saying that he was like scared poopless and extremely nervous. And I said, why? You're such a great driver. You're going to be fine. And and then he called me through the app Snap, and it wasn't on him. It was like turned around so I could see what was going on in the front. It was a hot mess. Total hot mess for sure. So I don't know where everyone's at. Belt Loop, can you share this live out? We only have 6 people in here and 5 thumbs up. That's odd. Very odd. And I saw, I think, a couple of things that popped up that said so-and-so going live. But if you can share it out for me, Gary, that would be great. So I have lots of videos coming, of course, because I've been working. And I planted some seeds. But let's start off with, okay, so Monday is Monday Cuteness Overload. I got Debbie in here to see the chickens today. Because she's been missing them. So I locked the doggy door so Debbie could come in and see the girls, and she had some scraps for them. And I gave her 24. I don't remember how many eggs. I can't remember. Maybe it was 24, Deb. Anyway, I gave her some eggs. She grabbed me apples. One of the apples is mixed. It's like, I don't know, 2 different types of apples mixed. And I was like, what's going on with that today? And that is what was in my picture. This pineapple that Jean bought. Can you see the name on there? It's a Honeyglow pineapple. Look at the color. My friends, if you can find it, I'll put the tag closer. It is a Honeyglow Del Monte pineapple, and it literally tastes like candy. Seriously. So she cut one the other day and was like, Mel, you need to eat some of the pineapple in the fridge. It tastes like candy. So delicious. And that is what I held up in my picture. The apples, I don't know. It just said 2 different types of apples mixed, because I'm doing a lot of the oatmeal bakes. So just bear with me because I'm experimenting. The apple one was the first time I ever made it. My apples were duds. They weren't tart and they weren't very sweet. So that threw the sugar off a little bit. But normally I will pre-test a video, like a recipe, and I decided not to. I decided to test it and make it all in one video. And that is a raspberry preserve with raspberries oatmeal bake. So stay tuned for that tonight. Not tonight. Stay tuned for that this week. Tuesday is going to be Miss Jean. You will get to see Miss Jean. Her green stalk planter. She was finally able to get to it. And we did an unboxing. So she's in it and she didn't mind. So make sure you watch it. Give it a lot of thumbs up. And wait till you hear some of the things that she says. But yeah, so I did get to record that. Thank you, Gary. I appreciate that. Oh, do you really? I need to get, I need Bib lettuce. Oh my gosh, I'm going to forget that lettuce again. It's like a lettuce shortage. I don't know why. Butter Crunch. I need Butter Crunch lettuce seeds and romaine and the Bib lettuce. That's what I need. All the seeds that I have, and I don't have those. It's just crazy. Okay, Gary, thank you. Have a great week. Stay Stay safe, be careful. And I did put your number down for the jelly beans. So hopefully you win. So yeah, Tuesday will be Miss Jean's unboxing that I recorded. And gravy, garlic knots, and I have some seed videos. Do you believe it? I actually planted. So let me show you what I planted. And I think one of the peppers, there's 3 up in there, and that's strange. But I planted some, Jean said, tomato, not a lot of acid, so I went for Kellogg's breakfast. You'll see the video. I did like a tray, 6 cells. Eggplants are up. I did them like 2 weeks ago, though. I know I'm late, but it's better to be late than not plan at all. So Kellogg's breakfast, my number 1 tomato of all time. I planted some of those. And then my favorite, I say it's Dr. Witchy's yellow. Not as much acid, so I planted those for Miss Jean. I planted some big rainbow tomatoes. If you know, they get between like 1 pound and 2 pounds. And then I planted a few of the Hostinator tomatoes that they sent me out last year. So curious to see how they turn out. I did it by like a couple slicers and a couple less acidy tomatoes for Jean. So I figured I would go for these 2 for the less acid. So then I planted big rainbows right there. And then, like I said, these get between 1 and 2 pound tomatoes. And then, of course, I find beefsteak tomato, I guess, from out of my seed vault. So I planted a few of these for her. She said she really didn't want any like little tomatoes, but I did it anyway. I planted a few Brad's Atomic Grape tomatoes right there. Last but not least, on the tomato front, I went for a couple Roma tomatoes. And that is all the tomatoes that I planted. Not a buku amount. I think I did 6 in each little square. If they were all to germinate, that could be a lot of tomato plants, but they may not all germinate. And then as far as peppers are concerned, I planted my favorite peppers, King of the North, right there. It's not like my number 1. My number 1 is Keystone Resistant Giant by M.I. Gardner. If you know, you know. I usually only get M.I. Gardner seeds, and these were so good, disease resistant, and very prolific. So I planted some of those. I found a couple giant Marconi seeds, which is another huge favorite of mine. So I planted some of those as well. And then there was only 3 seeds in this Jimmy Nordello from Mr. Garden State Gardener from last season. So I planted the 3. We'll have to see what happens. And I did a few big red sweet peppers right there. And then as far as, she said do like a hot, but not too hot. I also did California Wonder Bell right there. Hello, Med Shed. How are you? Oh, okay, Eric. Welcome in from the Erie Coast. How are you, my friend? Just showing some of the seeds that I planted. Let me see what else. So I did a couple of red Marconis right there. I did say the California Wonder Bell. I did say that. And then I did some Cubanella sweet peppers right there from M.I. Gardner, because I'm pretty sure these are the ones that I like. These are like those Italian peppers that pop up, used to grow. Awesome, Melanie. Hope all is well with you. Hanging in there after yesterday's storms, boy. Hurricanes everywhere. Okay, let me show you what else real quick. I'm not sure, did I do these? Mamma Mia Rosa peppers from Hot Tools. I think I did the Ancho Grande peppers because that has a little bit of spice in it, but not really bad, and I love them. Love them. So as far as like one to have just a little bit of heat, I picked Sugar Rush Peach because I only had a couple left. Because if you mix this with peaches, you can make an amazing salsa, and you can make amazing hot sauce out of this. And Mr. Mad Shad, did you send me your mailing address in my email box? Because if you did, I didn't get it. I got everyone's seeds out but yours, my friend. And I think it's one other person. I can't think right now. Anyway, so that's the seeds that I planted. Just a few from Miss Jean. And yeah, I did so much today. I was kind of mad at myself because at the very end I was helping them cut up the branches. And you got reapers growing. They're hot. Yeah, so Mad Chad, send me an email. Paul will post my email. Darn it, Mel, all the pictures of fruit and veggies sets me hungry. Stand by, he says, Mad Chad. Yeah, I just want to make sure that you get the seeds that I promised you from last week. Everyone else's had went out except for Debbie's because I see her and I can just hand her hers. And in case you're late just coming in, the reason why I'm holding up this pineapple is because it's a honey glow. It's called a honey glow. And if you can find it at your local store, I highly suggest, because it tastes just like candy, literally. Okay. So yeah, if one of the moderators can post my email address for Manshed, in case he doesn't have it any longer. So I covered the peppers and the tomatoes that I planted for Miss Jean. Thank you, Paul. And yeah. But anyway, Thomas was gone most of the day. And everything looked so great, what I did with the backyard and our flower beds and everything. And then when he came back, they decided to get the branches down. Okay, I see it coming in now. Mad Chad, thank you. And that's when I got mad, and because I was squatting funny using my little saw and wait, it's not a saw, chainsaw, but electric. And I strained the back of my foot yet again, folks, yet again. So it is definitely hurting. So Jean gave me like a little stuff to rub on it, and it's going to have to go back into the boot tonight. So not a problem, Paul. He's still listening in, Mel. So anything happens, yell, I'm getting a sandwich. I'm sure nothing will happen. It's not in a whole, like a lot of people in here. Cool. I will be starting peppers and tomatoes in about a week, hopefully. Thanks to the Vineyard Chicks for the gift card I won for their seed trays. Yay, congratulations. Congratulations, Suzanne. You deserve it. And hopefully you have room now for that seed tray or seed trays to be able to plant some food. That's so exciting. Very, very happy for you. Those reapers scare me. Yeah, I want to grow reapers. Someone else in here is growing a reapers. The hottest pepper that I'm growing for Jean is probably going to be the Sugar Rush Peach. It's hot, but not, if that makes sense. Don't get me wrong. It's got some kick to it. Let's see. It says it's an exciting new heirloom breed by Hot Pepper Prodigy Chris Fowler of Wales. Long peach colored fruits are packed with loads of super sweet tropical flavor, and the seeds bring a smoky complex heat. This is why I highly recommend this, because it is completely different. Like I was saying a couple minutes ago, you can grow these. They're very prolific, and you can turn it into peach salsa and then can it. You can turn it into hot sauce. It is delish. I actually did a video on this and then never posted it because then I had to move. It was me picking them. So yeah. But my all-time favorite tomato is right here is my Kellogg's Breakfast and Dr. Winchies because they're not loaded with a bunch of acid. Really, really good. You get really great tomatoes. This is just a bigger one. Grows them in Tennessee. I have some. They might be habaneros. A couple years ago, I did a lot of hot peppers, all different freaky ones, and I dried them and they're in a jar. So, because I wouldn't know what I was using it for. And I think a couple might have been a Reaper. And I have jalapenos that were so hot you can't really do anything with them. So, it's the name of the game. So that is what I planted as far as like hot. I guess you could say this one might have like a little bite to it. Where'd it go? The Ancho Grande. They're like green and they'll get a little black, but I felt when I left them on the vine a little bit longer, it took away some of the heat. Green, yes, they were hotter. If you let the black come in, they weren't as hot. These are delicious. This says it's Ancho Grande Poblano, produces large, deep green peppers that have a bold, smoky, spicy flavor. To decrease the heat content, be sure to exclude the seeds from your dishes. Great to make authentic Mexican dishes. Stuff them with quinoa, veggies for a perfectly balanced appetizer or meal. I stuffed these when I made stuffed peppers. This is what I talked about last week, but look how glorious they are. Yeah, that video on this, me doing it in a little 2x4 area in the room. To see the tomatoes and the peppers, that will be out. I recorded that maybe last week, I guess I did it. So that is another video you will see this week. We have 10 thumbs up and 10 people in here. Let's see. Yeah, they definitely scare me for sure. They're way too hot. So how was everyone's weekend? Were you busy? Did you have nice weather today? We were 50s, windy, but then the wind simmered down as the day progressed, you know, from all those storms. I make some poblano bacon wrapped and filled with cream cheese. Yeah, they're so good. I did a whole pan of stuffed peppers. My favorite ones to stuff are these Keystone Resistance and the King of the North. And let me think if I have it out here. The Giant Marconi, I think it was. I stuffed some of them. And then at the very end, I did like 4 of these stuffed with the ground beef and the rice. So good. So good, my friends. Well, then what do you do with them, Eka? Which is Eric. You're not growing them to eat. So what do you do with them? That's a super hot pepper. I don't even know how anybody can eat that. It's not even enjoyable. It's enough to burn your innards out. Grows them and sells them. Oh, okay. I grew a few habanados last year and natapinos, I think. But you really only need technically 2 plants, maybe 3 max of jalapenos, and you're pretty good. Cayenne peppers, if you put 2 together, this is what I learned. If I do 1, it's not real prolific. If I do 2, I get like a gazillion of those cayenne peppers. Best not to say on here. Gotcha. Leave Drop full, we'll season a big pot of chili. For sure. For sure, for sure. Hot sauce or pepper powders like Joe at Garden State Gardener likes. I've done pepper powder. Jean's daughter was here today and was asking me, she's building a garden, and she was asking me what does she have to do in order to get the pepper flakes that she likes? And I said, just grow some peppers, some chili peppers. I said, and you can dehydrate them. You can grind it up into a powder, but if you want the flakes, then, just dehydrate them. She's like, that's it. I said, pretty much. So glad I could help. But yeah, it's really up in the air about next Sunday with it being Easter, if I will be live or not. So I would like to say that in advance. And there is someone by the name of Anthony, I can't think of the last name, don't think I know him, who writes me every Sunday to cancel my live, give myself a break, Garden State Gardener is not going live. And I said, like, who is this? Hi, Cindy, how are you? Happy Palm Sunday. And the person won't tell me who they are. I don't recognize the email name being like Anthony, but writes me quite a few times on a Sunday telling me to cancel my live. So I don't know. Did you make a sandwich, Paul? If I can ask for a favor, you all go and watch my videos, Mad Chat and all. I did freezer pizza dough from Becky at Acre Homestead. I obviously can make a bunch of different doughs, pizza and stuff, but I decided to use her recipe because it was a freezer recipe I just wanted to see. So I was able to get 4 put up in the freezer. I forgot to wrap it in saran wrap, but it's okay. I put it in an airtight Ziploc baggie. Yes, no, I'm eating it watching this. What did you make? Anything good? So that was Friday's video. So I didn't want to post anything on Saturday. I think from what I'm learning on YouTube is like Jason Crocker made a comment and was like, as you get bigger, you don't want to put out a video every single day. I kind of moved on to like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday, and then I go live on Sunday. But he said that's only when you're a big channel. So I got an award thing sent to me for 1,000 uploads, over 2,000 subscribers. I'm like 2,000, like maybe 70 or 2,075. So great big thank you, everyone. I really do appreciate it immensely. I appreciate you taking your time out of your busy day or night to watch my videos. It really does help big time. No, just a golden syrup sandwich. You mean just syrup on bread? Or honey and syrup? Interesting. Oh, Miss Cindy, in case, because you just got in here, I'm holding up this pineapple because Jean found it. It's called a Honey Glow pineapple. And it tastes like candy. Kid you not. If you can find this, grab a couple. Delicious. Absolutely delicious. So yeah, so who is telling you to cancel your live? Hi, everyone listening from my phone. A gentleman by the name of Anthony. It comes into my email box. I can't think of the last name. I don't recognize him. Every Sunday now, he keeps telling me to cancel my live, take a break. Today it was, you're not going live tonight. Mr. Garden State Gardener canceled his. And then I'm like, who is this? And they just don't tell me. And the next one said, give yourself a break. Don't go live. Come back on the 9th. It's specific dates. So I don't know. I'll have to relook at the name. Look at what I found, Mr. Garden State Gardener. I found this from last season. And I know what you're writing. It's Jimmy Nardello's. It had 3 seeds in here and I planted them. I planted them, my friend. So how are you? Did you get a lot of damage, Joe? Joe has no internet due to the tornado. Okay. So I'm assuming you lost power? That storm was brutal. Brutal, brutal, brutal. Ignore the email, Mel. Yeah, I'm just wondering who it is. Some guy went on my lives in the past and said that I canceled but didn't. No, this person is telling me personally, like, take a break. You deserve a break. Don't go live. For the last couple weekends. And then finally I wrote back and I said, who is this? Like, do I know you? No response back. And then I got two earlier that said, cancel it. You're canceling your live. Mr. Garden State Gardener is not going live, so give yourself a break. The next email said, no live tonight, Melody. Come back on the 9th. And I don't know who it is. So I'll have to look at the name. Tornado was half a mile from my house. Yeah, it was horrible. It's a troll, ignore them. But is it really though? We got very lucky. Oh, thank God. Totally a troll? Okay. There's like a first and a last name. I thought maybe it was somebody that was watching my lives, and I don't want to talk mean about anyone. And it was just like, give yourself a break. Not mean at all. But a few times it's just like, you're not going live tonight. It's exactly pretty much what it says. So I don't know. Craziness. Crazy, 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 because I can't figure out who it is. I will always make a video saying if there is no Sunday fun day. Yep. Hi, Tiger. How are you? Happy Sunday. Be patient. Your stuff went out. Just crazy, crazy weather here all the way around. And I have a video on tree limbs and stuff that we had to take care of. So we didn't lose any power. We didn't lose any internet, but it was like wicked winds. And if I had to say what was worse, it was probably the lightning. It looked like the 4th of July. I never saw lightning to just, it's literally what it was doing the entire time. I was like, and if you know, I don't like lightning. I know when you hear thunder, you get lightning, but there was some thunder, but it was all lightning. All lightning. Laura's back. I'm back. My son showed up. Okay. I posted some pics from the tornado damage on my community page. Yeah, I think Suzanne mentioned that. I will definitely go take a look at it, but I'm glad that you're safe. So you didn't lose power, but you lost internet. Is that correct? But welcome in, Tiger. And for anybody new that's coming in, yes, I'm holding up this pineapple in my picture because it is, I guess, like a cross type of pineapple. It just says Honey Glow on it, and it literally tastes like candy. Let's see what this is made of. Let me see. It's a product of Costa Rica. That's all it really says. Universal Studios is sponsoring it. And what is this? Sustainably grown, certified. So that's all that it really says on here about this. Honey Glow. They're literally, oh, I kid you not, it's literally so sweet. Tastes like candy. It's delish. Yeah, I'll be going live on Easter. I know me and Jean were just talking about it, so let me fill you in on that too. Jean said to me during the week, when I was in the kitchen with my back turned, she said, so Mel, what would you like for your birthday dinner? I turned around, I was like, me? She's like, yeah, you get to pick. And I said, well, if I was to pick something, it would probably be something that Thomas doesn't like. And she said, what's that? I said, Chinese food. I haven't had it since I got here. She said, no, Chinese food is good. So they're taking me out to eat. Tuesday night is my birthday. Well, Tuesday's my birthday. And Jean and Thomas are going to take me out to eat some Chinese food. And then earlier tonight, they said to contact the boys and see if they'd like to come over for some cake and ice cream. So I texted Johnny like, Jean wants to know if you want to come over for cake and ice cream. And he said, yeah, I'll be there. Jared's the one I can't get in touch with now. So I don't know. These kids are so hard to get a hold of. You're good, Mel. We had some damage from the storms here. Roof lost and awning. Oh my goodness. I hate lightning. Oh, me too. Jean was like, what's the matter? And I was like, I don't like lightning. And I just can't explain it. It would be if somebody was a professional fireworks shooter where they're in sync. They just keep going and going, you know? That's what the lightning was like here. You all know when I was at Jimmy's being near the water, it was so scary for me. That one summer, what, Joe, I had 8. Oh, I couldn't take it anymore. Couldn't take it anymore. My nerves were so rattled. But yeah, no real major damage here. Everyone's safe, and that's the most important. And my son got home safe because he was driving in it. Miss Debbie was out in it, and she was going to drop my apples off. And I was so glad, like, because when she called, then I think the tower went down for a couple minutes, and she said that she made it home. I was like, thank God. Thank God. Because I can't, I'm like worrying. She's older. My son is a really good driver. He never gets anxiety or anything. And he was like freaking out because people were stopping on like Route 1. So that wasn't good. It made me nervous. Yeah, Garden State Gardener, which is Mr. Joe. Meet Eric, which is Eka. Eka, meet Mr. Joe from Garden State Gardener. W is on and off. Okay. We have power now. Good. How long was it off for? Mel got the pineapple to go on her pizza. I could, but it's so good it tastes like candy. I don't know if she would want me to do that with her pineapples that she bought. Across the street, the power came on a couple hours ago. Oh, okay. Storm before this last one, we were out of power over a day. The lineman will be making bank, but extremely tired. Yeah, that's true. Eric says, Mel, look at the vid I put on a few months ago. It went on for about 9 hours. What is it about? Because I'm telling you, Jean and Thomas thought I should go out in that storm. And it was torrentially pouring, with severe winds, some hail, and lightning. No. I love my life a little bit more than I love you two, no pun intended. But I was like, I'm not going out there in that. No way. For a video. Hello, Miss Simply Jen Homestead. Happy Palm Sunday. How are you, darling? Welcome in, welcome in. I hope you had a blessed weekend. Ham and pineapple on pizza. I definitely will be doing that coming up, but I have other things. Trying to get videos, off. And Miss Jean asked me if I would make dinner rolls for Easter. I'm making my mother-in-law's coleslaw, and I'm making a dessert, like a pie type of dessert. I think I'm going to do an Oreo, like pudding pie, because I was going to do a cheesecake, but Jean's sister is doing a cheesecake with lemon meringue topping. I don't think I've ever had it. And her sister's making scalloped potatoes. And we'll have asparagus with bacon, of course. And, ham, all that good stuff. So, yeah. I didn't record it, I don't think. I may have. Don't hold me to it. I got smart this time on how to figure out how to stop Thomas from eating a whole Sicilian pizza. So on half of it, I did his like Mexican style. I had some leftover chicken from fajitas, and I did some feta cheese and some cheddar cheese. And on the other half, I did mushrooms, spinach, Parmesan Reggiano. You get the gist, and he doesn't like mushrooms, so win-win. He didn't eat that half of the pizza, but he's a big dude. He can eat a whole Sicilian pizza. So, needless to say. And I have my garlic knots that are coming out. Miss Jean's in that too, because she was helping me to remember how I made my knots. I wanted them to not look like little balls of poop. I wanted them to look like garlic knots. So, not bad for the first time doing them in about maybe 15, 18 years. That's how long it's been since. And a lot of my recipes, I'm going off my memory because I have to think which takes me like a day or two because all my recipes are in storage. Majority of them are. So I'm turning into like a chicken. I'm turning into a cooking channel is what I was going to say. I got chicken on the brain. But yeah, definitely, I love the ham and the pineapple, and I should bring that to the channel. Um, oh, thank you, Cindy, for the happy birthday wishes. I appreciate it. Yeah, so my birthday's on Tuesday. That was really nice of Miss Jean to ask me what I wanted for my birthday dinner. And then I could come to find out they're taking me out for Chinese food. And then tonight they told me to invite the boys over for cake and ice cream. So that's awfully, awfully sweet of her. Awfully sweet of her. When she got home from work today, she was like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "Oh, it's like the rock, like Anderson type rock, maybe. I'll give you a tour." I did the whole thing, going all the way around. Weeded the whole thing today, and a lot of cleanup. And then it was the branches we had to get, down, and they were laying on the guy's roof. My little Saker saw we used, so you'll see that video. And everything was going well. Thomas just disappeared. He had to go somewhere over New Jersey. Said he would be right back, but he was gone for hours. So I just worked all day, literally. And then when he got here tonight, then we started doing the branches. But I must have been squatting the wrong way, and then bingo, there went my foot. Started hurting really bad again. Oh, let's see. And Miss Simply Jen, I don't know if you saw the pineapple. A must get, if you can find it, it's called a Honeyglow pineapple. Right there's the tag, Honeyglow. Tastes like candy. But thank you for the birthday wish, Miss Cindy Brown. I appreciate it. We have some bad storms Tuesday and Wednesday. Really? Like you already had them, or you're going to get them? Tornado damage near Garden State Gardeners. Yeah. I'll have to go over and look at it. Del Monte Honeyglow pineapple is just a pineapple they leave on the vine to ripen a little bit longer, which causes it to be sweeter. Well, I will be sure to Google it, and I have an extra tag, but I can't exactly see what is making it so different. But hello, Jay. Hello to you too, my friend. Roads are still closed all around my development. School is canceled for tomorrow. Well, better to be safe. I'm glad it wasn't. You all have your health, so that's a good thing. And power's back on, so that's awesome. Hello, Miss Sheila B. Sheila, did you email me your address? Because I got everyone else's out. Wasn't sure if I saw yours in there. So if you did not, please email me. Oh, Miss Simply Jen, do you want to take a guess? How many jelly beans are in the jar? Everyone was guessing last week. This is the size of the jar. Guess the jelly beans. And then I'll write it down. Thank you, Cindy Brown, for the link to give you some information on the pineapple. Everyone's saying hello. I'm doing well, my friend. Good. Hobby Garden for Health. Hello, my friend. I hope you had a blessed weekend. Happy Sunday. Good evening, everyone. Sorry I'm so late. You're never late. We were wondering just where everybody was at. I needed it shared out because so many people were like, "No, I haven't been getting your notifications." I don't know why, but yeah, so it has to be shared out. And did I say hello, Miss Sheila B? Happy Palm Sunday, everyone. I love lemon, so good. So good, but I don't think I've ever had it on a cheesecake. So that should be interesting. Eating a full pizza is nothing special, Mel. I do it regular. Yeah, but it's a thick Sicilian. I can't say all in one sitting. Probably about 2, 4, 5, 6 or 7 slices that night. And then we'll take in 3 or 4 to lunch. So when it comes to certain things, it's really hard to have leftovers. Thank God I did like Sunday dinner yesterday. Because I basically was making up the plates and microwaving it because, I killed myself all day. to the point where, don't nobody come at me, but my foot hurts. I must have squatted a certain type of way and it just really hurts. And then Jean said, Mel looks mad. And I was just like, yeah, I'm mad at myself because when I was done, I was done. But I felt bad that you two were out there cutting down the branches, you know. So I went back out there to help with that, and that's when I did it again. Go figure. Oh, thank you, Joe. Thank you for the happy birthday. I appreciate it. All this talk about fruit, so I'm having an apple. Well, that's all right, Suzanne. I hope your birthday's amazing. Thank you, Simply John. I really hope so too. You're turning into a chicken. I know, Eric, I know. Oh, thank you, Suzanne, for the happy birthday. I appreciate it. I don't like that kind of food, though. Thank you, Miss Jen. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, Miss Sheila B. Tiger, thank you. Jen says, oh, I love pineapple. Me too, me too. Happy early birthday, girl, says Laura. Thank you, my friend. Means a lot. Means a lot. Paul Honeyman says, prayers for a great birthday, Mel. Yeah, we shall see. I just thought that was sweet of them, you know, to offer to take me out to eat. And now tonight they're saying invite the boys over for cake and ice cream. I'm like, I'm getting a cake too? Listen, if you don't know, I never had a birthday, even as a child. So, you know, that's why I think I always went over and beyond for my kids to make sure they felt special on their birthday. Whatever they wanted, they got. And that's because I didn't. And we just never celebrated my birthday. So even getting older, you know what I mean? So that's that. Oh, you did? It's okay, Sheila. Just send me an email, honey, with your address. I could say 1,000. Email under the stream. Did you spell Sunday? Anything's possible. Anything's possible. If I did, I'll fix it when the live's over. No big deal. But I will definitely fix it. Yeah. I typed it right on here, so I can fix it. He was never given a birthday either, Mel. Yeah, I was raised by an aunt by marriage, and she just didn't do any of that. And then even when I got older, it's not like my husband did it or, you know, people that proclaim to be your friends do it. No. One time, though, I can honestly say that Jared went so out of his way, bought fillets, all this food, and he asked Johnny to come later to help him cook it. And he bought me my favorite cake, which is chocolate godiva from Cheesecake Factory is my favorite, besides the tiramisu. And he literally bought a whole cake. He did learn a valuable lesson and was like, geez, after all that work, I could have just have taken you out to eat. But he invited my friend Donna over with her son, and my Jared really went over and beyond for my birthday, and I greatly appreciated that. I'll never forget it, actually. If you lived here, I would give you anything you wish for. Eric, that is so sweet. My goodness. Now, you know what I want for my birthday? I really could use a, what's it called? Let me think. Like the kit, it's the glow light, because every time I go to cook in the kitchen, all the lights are on. And some people are saying like, oh, you should brighten up your videos, or, you know, it's not bright enough in the kitchen. And I know. So yeah, I don't know if it's called a glow light, but a ring light. The ring light. And there's like one that's a kit and it comes with like a taller like tripod. It's like the whole kit. Everything comes with it. And that could resolve a lot of my problems when I'm in that kitchen, or even in my room for that matter, if I want to just go live in there or do it like outside, I would use the ring light. So that's what I could use for my birthday. I think that's the only thing that I really mentioned. Wireless microphones, I did mention, but I will have to, all I keep finding is Apple, And then Jay sent me two. They're reasonable, like $30, $40. That doesn't mean they're going to be any good, but that will come like later down the road, you know. But I appreciate that, Eric. That was so sweet. Big Bang reference. I did. I don't. And you shouldn't either, Laura. Because the best day ever is when you're born, right, Laura? Ring light. Thank you, Miss Jen. I do little things for my birthday month because I never feel like doing anything on the day. Yeah, I can't say I ever celebrated my birthday for a month. Like within the week I did. Like my niece and Fred took me out to like dinner at like Longhorn or something like that some years back. But yeah, I think for me it's a little bit different because I lost my mom so young. And it's just Mother's Day and my birthday, I don't know what it is just a lot harder, you know? And I think of how I bent over backwards for my kids, you know? I don't really see my daughter. She won't even send a card. I don't know. I don't know. Sometimes you give them everything and instill morals and manners, and one of them is going to turn out to be that weirdo apple, you know? um, but that sounds fun, Suzanne, for a month. Oh my gosh, Eric, that would be uber sweet. Yeah, I agree. That's why Laura, if you know, extremely close to Laura, no matter what has happened in our life, we should always celebrate our birthday. It's another year older, another year smarter. Sometimes I look at it like I've outlived my mom and I've outlived my dad, knock on wood. So, you know, you should celebrate life. You should celebrate your birthday. That's just how I feel. So, yeah, not like a whole list of things or anything like that. I was talking to Jay the other day and I was just like, you know, if only. I did mention ring light kit because of comments that I'm getting, which I understand. I mean, I click on all the lights in the kitchen, but it's just not that bright. And I did look under Amazon and they had one that came with a clicker, like a taller tripod because this is a UB size and it won't go up any higher, you know? So I thought that could solve everything. And the only other thing I had already mentioned was wireless microphone for my Samsung Galaxy S9 Plus. But with Jay, I was talking about what is it called? Oh, what is that called, folks? I'm gonna have a brain fart. I can't think of it. The camera. It's about this big. But I said something to Thomas. I was like, well, you know, in due time, I do feel like I'm that person that's like on holidays. I try not to ask for things that I want. I try to ask for things I really need. I do that at Christmas and everything, like whether I need seeds or whatever. So I had mentioned something to Thomas about that camera. I just can't think of the name right now. GoPro. And yeah, I said, you know, maybe in some time I'll get it so I can not have to just keep using my phone. And hopefully one that has like where the battery comes out. That would be awesome. But, you know, that was about it. That's all that I had mentioned. And the thing about the GoPro was in conversation, not, you know, I'm definitely not buying myself a GoPro. For sure, for sure. We all know why. Um, but that's awesome, Eric. Let's see, what else would you like for your birthday? Hi, Ace. How are you with all the birthday? Question mark, question mark. No, no, no. You're celebrating the anniversary of your 21st birthday. Yeah, right. But honestly, would I ever want to go back to like being 21 again? No, no. Best thing that ever happened to me by choice, was I 21 or was I 22? I had my daughter. Um, when you have to grow up fast, I had the mentality of like a 30-year-old, and I'm like, I want a child. But that had everything to do with losing parents. And yeah, so I feel like I'm a whole lot wiser and smarter, and sometimes stupid things happen, of course, but I think as you get older, you have a lot more stories and things to reflect on, so um, wild, free, or carefree. Uh, Maybe that's about it. But I've always kind of been like that. And I was learning to grow into my own skin then, like paranoid because I'm so skinny. Like, oh, once I learned what drugs were, I was like, oh my gosh, I was wearing like oversized clothes. I didn't want anyone to see my body and think immediately like I did some type of drug or something, because I didn't. And then I had to get comfortable with myself and my body and accept myself for being a thin woman. But yeah, I don't know if I would really go back to 21. Well, that's a shame, Laura. I think it's depressing sometimes for me, but I try to make the best out of it. Let's see. I love my birthday, says Tiger. Laugh out loud. I think I kind of did. I don't celebrate anything, with a big laugh out loud exclamation point from Miss Chen. I'm aging backwards, right? Oh, she doesn't laugh out loud. My age doesn't bother me in the least. Mine doesn't either. Is it superficial, or I always thought when I was younger that I wouldn't age gracefully, like I wouldn't like it. I'm starting to, but you know what? I'm also blessed in so many ways because um, the stress that I just went through, and when I got here, I said to Gina, I looked in the mirror and suddenly I'm seeing like some fine lines, but at least it took me older into life before I saw lines, you know what I mean? But I just never thought I would age gracefully. Now I'm fine with it because I think as soon as this is done, but I think for my age and the way that I'm built, I think that's pretty good. As long as, doesn't get too bad. It's the stress that caused that for sure. But my daughter had like crow's lines, and she was like in her early 20s. It depends on how much you laugh and smile. So I did wake up when I got here and was just like, what did I do to myself being at Jimmy's? Because I could see it showing in my face. So unless it's bad lighting in the bathroom in there, who knows? On each decade. Um, yeah, I did say that, Laura, and I'm trying. I mean, after a while when you're on, I don't know if anybody else has experienced this, but when you're looking for something specific on Amazon, and I kept typing in for the wireless remotes that you can charge so you can be heard, with the little thing to go over it if it's windy. And then you have to go all the way down the reviews, 100 reviews before you find out they're crappy. After a while, I forget what the heck I was even looking at. And then I was finding so many meant for an iPhone and a Galaxy. Um, Galaxy S9 Plus is my phone. So yeah, that was funny. I was looking up the wireless microphone for just better quality videos to try to improve. And so that's what I mean about the type of woman I am. It is something that I would want, but it also is being invested back into the business, if that makes sense. I just felt bad because, people were writing me like, if you had a better light, how amazing this or that would look that you're cooking or baking. I know, I get it. Jay had said, why don't you take the grow light out of storage? I was like, absolutely not. Gina's not going to want that in her kitchen, so that will not flush her. She won't care about like um, the light tripod type of thing for videos. She won't care about that, but having like a lamp from Target with all the grow bulbs in there, yeah, she's going to be like, Mel, really? So yeah, we can't do that. Oh my gosh, Laura, you don't have to do that, darling. If I had the chance to go back and change anything in my life, I wouldn't do it either. All my mistakes and choices have made me who I am with my kids. Absolutely. That's exactly how I feel. My circumstances are different from the next person's, you know? But I may have had been out on my own young, 15 and a half, in an apartment, going to school full time, working full time. But it really gave me a backbone. You know, when people want to sit there and preach, it's like you're clueless. You know, you're probably living with your mom and dad who's putting you through school, and, you know, vacations probably down the shore every weekend. Yeah, I didn't have that, you know. And I'm not mad or jealous. I'm just saying everyone's life is different. Um, so I just feel like it gave me a backbone. It made me who I am today. Um, I sometimes can come off a little defensive, but I think that's just me trying to protect me. And that I can honestly say I got a little sick of doing. I got a little sick of having to protect me. But I had to. No one else had my back. And then when I had my children, that was even worse because now I had to watch my back and the kids' backs because, you know, me and my husband didn't last. So, you know, and I always thought to myself, one day, because I'm a woman that doesn't need a man, there's a difference needing and wanting. You know, I don't need a man. Me and Jean were just talking about that outside because I said, I'm just a very sufficient woman. I'm quick. Jobs, I want to get them done. You know, and then I said to her, we work really good together. It must be a redhead thing. And she must have made a comment like, yeah, who needs a man? I said, not me. I need a man for comfort and other reasons. But yeah, so I've always had my own back, to be honest with you. And I just think that's terrible for you to get married and then your husband doesn't even have your back. You know what I mean? So never needed a man for anything. But it's nice to have a man, a real man, you know. Hopefully my words are coming out right. But I agree, Paul. Thank you, Eric, for coming in. I hope that you have a blessed week. You have my email. You can write me an email. And I hope you stay happy and healthy and blessed. And stay tuned for the videos this week. But thank you, Eric, for coming in. Hey, Mel, we share the same phone, that fella. The Exacto, I went back to this phone after that S22 crap where it was shutting off from the heat. And then when I went back to the S9 Plus, it had that software where it shuts off like an iPhone in the heat. It was terrible. It was making me nuts. But I do like it. I drop the sucker all the time. It's just like never breaks, knock on wood, you know. And I think it takes beautiful pictures, beautiful videos. It just needs better lighting. But that's good to know. No, I don't have to, but you know I'm going to. I know. But don't make me cry. I love you, Laura. I hate to leave, but I have to get my video uploaded. YouTube calls, Miss Jen, but I'm just happy to see you in here, Miss Jen. Miss Jen, did you make a guess on the jelly beans? Did you make a guess? Take a guess on how many jelly beans are in here. You may win a prize. But thank you, Miss Jen, for coming in. I greatly appreciate it. I love you too. Big time. I never had any of that either, Mel. Yep, that's probably why we click, Laura. Oh, yeah. And Miss Jen's the boss man, her hubby. I hope you said have a blessed week. 100%, yep. Let's see. Everyone's saying goodnight to Miss Jen. Let's see. Love you too, girl. I know I missed you. We got to catch up. Yeah, that's fine, Sheila. Just send it to me after. I just don't want, You to think I didn't send it out, and anyone else that watches it back, the things were sent out. Crazy weather, so just keep your eye out. Well, I decided to keep my mobile when I finished paying for it because I still hadn't figured out how to use everything on it. Still haven't. I know I learned something. You know how many videos I had to delete when you're holding the phone like this? I put it on my tripod and suddenly it's not flipping to this, it's going this way. I was so mad on a video I did, and Jean's like, there's got to be in the settings. I'm like, nope, I'm using a free editing software, blah, 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 blah. Don't I just magically, after all this time, I think I've had this a Samsung Galaxy S9 Plus for, I'll just take a random guess and say like maybe 8 years, 7 years. And I found a thing where it says rotate within the settings of my own camera. And believe me, it's not in the spot that you would think it would be in. And I just couldn't believe that I found it after all this time. I'm like, do you know how many videos I deleted off because of that? So, I'm still learning a lot about my phone too, magically. Yeah, just craziness. I'm still learning. What are you going to do? So, yeah, we're not going to stay on as long tonight. Easter is going to be up in the air. It's going to depend on what time dinner gets done and cleaned up. Okay, so we'll go with that. So I will give you a definite by Wednesday. If I will be going live or not, it'll be on my community tab. Stay tuned for that. And if you don't mind running my videos, obviously you can see they're not being run. I mean, people are watching. I did the analytics, and it's not coming from like my subscribers. It's coming from other outlets, a few of them are long. I'm trying to move faster. For an example, I made homemade gravy and I wanted to make garlic knots, and I decided, you know what? I'm just going to give you the homemade gravy and stay tuned for the garlic knots. I'll put it in a separate video because I really do want to get better with that. But like canning videos or like longer recipes, you can never get off quick, So I do appreciate anyone that watches any of my videos back. Means the world. So, again, let's recap. Monday is the Monday cuteness overload with the chickens, who literally put themselves in their hut during that storm last night, because I was like, oh my gosh, my chickens. And then I never shut the door on their coop. I got some resilient chickens because they were perfectly fine today. They weren't no dum-dums. But at one point I was looking out the side kitchen door, and I'm looking at the log that's in there, and I'm like, do I see black and white feathers? I'm like, oh my God, please be with me. Don't let one of my chickens be dead, And then I went out there real quick and with the flashlight, no chicken. Okay. So the chickens survived the storm. Like I said, I have very resilient chickens. They're doing pretty well. I have a bag of grass from when Thomas cut the grass. I'm going to put it in the run for them tomorrow because I did a lot today. So the girls are Monday. Tuesday is going to be the unboxing with Miss Jean. And Wednesday, I think, is going to be the gravy and then like the garlic knots, So I have videos I need to get off my phone. And then for Easter, Miss Jean asked me, I've just been calling her permanently now, like Miss Jean, because I said, say hello to Miss Jean in a video, and now I can't stop doing it. But she asked me if I would make the dinner rolls for Easter, some type of dessert, and I'm going to make grandmom's. She was like a mom to me, her coleslaw. So, and I'm trying to get a hold of Jared to get a yes or no for Easter dinner. I'm not sure. He works in a restaurant. He may have to work. But Johnny said, yeah, I don't see why not. So I said, don't tell me you're coming and have people buy food and then you don't show up. So, and he did say he would be here, I guess, Tuesday, because they invited him, the boys, for cake and ice cream. So that's kind of what's going on. So I am going to run out Tuesday. I had to call Debbie earlier because I wasn't sure if she said Tuesday or Wednesday. when I caught up with her today to give her eggs, we are going to go straight to the lab, get my blood work done for my, I think it's like a month and a week now. If not, it's a month and 2 weeks, is the blood work to be done for my thyroid. So I said to Debbie, I won't eat, I'll fast, we'll go right there bright and early, get it over and done with, and I will try to, I don't know, take some juice or something with me, and then we're probably going to stop Sam's and maybe the Acme, because I don't think for this pie that I'm going to be making that I'll be able to find it in Sam's. I need like an Oreo crust because I just don't feel like making that from scratch. Because y'all don't understand, I'm cooking and baking so many things here from just, it's all just scratch cooking. Gets a little exhausting after a little bit, you know? Yeah, well, no, I think mine was in the middle. You know what else, Paul, you might have to help me with is when I want to show me and then flip it to go back to whatever I'm recording, doesn't do it. Doesn't do it. So, and until I get a taller tripod, I don't even bother to put myself in it because I end up cutting my head off or something. I like my iPhone. It's so simple. I used to be a huge iPhone person. I had iPhones for years, and then just one day I was just over it. And I went to a Samsung Galaxy, like, oh, I don't think I'm ever going to survive without an iPhone. Believe me, I did, and I love it. You couldn't pay me to go back to an iPhone. Yeah. I mean, I had them, like, every one that came out for years, and I just don't care for them. So, two of the new little chicks are black with a little yellow dot. Oh, between their eyes, they're so tiny right now. I know I liked when they were little chickies. Send me pictures to my phone of the chicks. You're funny, Paul. The yellow dart is the target for the air rifle hunter. Oh my gosh. No, you didn't. Look, Laura saying, no. Hello, Creative Redundancy. How are you? Happy Sunday. Hello, Melody and folks. How are you? Welcome in. Thank you for coming in. We only use the eggs, Paul. We don't eat our chickens. Not the layers. There's Creative Redundancies link. Anyone who wants to go over and check them out. So yeah, that's pretty much what's going on. And CR, would you like to take a guess on how many jelly beans are in this jar? Take a guess, take a guess. And there will be a winner. Laura says, I haven't taken any of the chicks yet. I do have pics of the baby goat, my baby sheep though. Okay. For me personally, I mean, everybody could beg to differ. Snow's melting, laugh out loud. Well, it's about time, right? Between the water problem we had here, you know, I'm still not drinking the water. I have plenty of bottled water. 1K, laugh out loud. So 1,000. I'm putting you in for that. Is that your final answer? Let me see. I just wanted to write the name down. Too many, Mel. If I had that jar, not so many left. Laugh out loud. That's what Jean said. Come on now, get everybody to vote, Mel, so I can eat all the jelly beans. I said, I know, I told them all. So CR, is that your final answer? 1,000? I'm joking. Well, pick a number. Pick a number, my friend. You're in here. You have a chance to win. So just go for it. I will hold it up closer for you so you can see the height and all of the jar. And just for fun, for Easter, take a guess. Oh, that's a question that Jean asked me. She said, Mel, can you go live on Saturday instead of Easter? And I'm like, I don't know. So, Paul Honeyman, moderators, is anyone available to go live on a Saturday? And then I wouldn't have to go live on Easter? 2 minus 2. Yikes. I would eat the orange and the pink ones. I don't like jelly beans just in general. So I was always like the robin egg girl. I thought they were good. I didn't even buy myself anything like that. Suzanne, you should be available. 1,486. Let's see. 1,486. Okay, I got you in there. I will be announcing the winner. I should be available. Thank you, Cindy. Okay, does anybody have a time suggestion? What is good for the moderators? That's the question. And then I wouldn't have to go live on Sunday due to Easter. You know, I wouldn't have to rush and all that stuff. So, depends on the timeout. Y'all can pick it. Moderators, you pick the time and I will set it up. I'll put like a notice out on my community page. No live on Easter, but we'll be live on Sunday at blah, blah, blah time. So whatever's good for you, Miss Cindy Brown, Suzanne, Paul Honeyman, that's the time that I will go live. Same time as usual works. Oh, okay, like a Saturday night. Same time, like a 9 Eastern or an 8 Eastern. We'll wait for the final on that one. Paul, how do you feel about that? Are you available, my fine furry friends? Okay, now I don't feel bad if I can't make it with Suzanne and Cindy watching your back. Okay, well, what are you going to be doing, Paul? Of course, Miss Cindy will have my back. And so will Miss Suzanne. But does that sound like a good idea? 9 is good. 8, I have another live I mod for. Okay, so 9. So anyone that watches this back, as of right now, it looks like there will be no Sunday Night Live. Don't nobody write me that they're mad. Melody didn't show up and do live. I get that sometimes. It's Easter. Moderating for a few of my regular Saturday Night Generals. Left fellow. Okay, I know. So yeah, anyone that watches this back, and I also will post on the community tab, no live on Easter night. You'll be here. Okay, good. For Saturday. So I will be Saturday, my usual time at 9 Eastern. I think Lazy Days Ahead will run next Saturday. Do you know what time? Well, there's always somebody that's live, so. So I say we just do it the regular time. Regular time, just not on Easter. So I can help out earlier, I believe. Okay. Okay, well then Saturday at 9 Eastern. Okay? We're good? All right, we're good. All right, so Miss Cindy left a link if you want to know more about this pineapple right here. The pineapple, the Honey Glow pineapple. Good night, Mel. I have to leave now. I have to leave early in the morning. Love you. Love you more. Thanks, Debbie. Because I'm getting ready to hop off here too. Give the moderators an earlier night. Give me an earlier night because I busted my hump. Thank you, Debbie. I gave her a heads up beforehand. I'm like, I'm going live because she's been missing the lives. So I have to give her a reminder. And then I remembered to text Laura and be like, hey, reminder, I'm going live. So yeah, the link was posted. If anybody watches it back to check out or to look up the Honey Glow pineapple, wouldn't steer you wrong. And I will be announcing the winner and the number on the jelly beans. Okay. And everyone's stuff was sent out except Miss Sheila B's. If I'm not mistaken, I will go over my list and check once, check twice. And yeah, that's kind of what's going on, my friends. Blood work on Tuesday. Hurt my foot again outside. And I have a couple videos of using my little saw because of the situation, Take care all and have a great week. You as well, Miss Cindy Brown. Thank you, darling. Love you. Love you, Paul, Suzanne, Laura. Y'all know who you are. So I think that's it. Please watch the videos. If you can let them run, that would be even better. Stay safe, sis, and have a great week. You as well. Thank you for all the birthday wishes. I really do appreciate it. Means a lot to me, more than you could possibly imagine. And take care, everyone. Have a great week. Good night, everyone. Sheila B, email me. And lots of prayers for anyone that was affected from these tornadoes, hurricanes, just craziness, craziness. And I hope your snow melts soon. Thank you, CR, for coming in, and Gary Beltloop. And thank you to anyone that watches this back. So, on that note, grab yourself a pineapple. I'll see you on Saturday. In case I don't, happy Easter to everyone. Happy Easter. And yeah, love you all. I'll see you Saturday at 9 Eastern. Bye, my friends. I'll talk to you soon.